Hello and welcome to the Hope and Faith Foundation video blog. I'm Carly. This is David. And we are going to do a video on asking for help.
So this is the fourth video in our video blog, Finding Your Sacred Path. And when you step onto your sacred path, things can get a little bit hairy. You're letting go of belief systems. You're letting go of limitations. Limitations that you have placed upon yourself, ultimately, that come from this life, that come from past lives, that come from all kinds of places, that come from familial belief systems. You're letting go of all these things. You're opening up to your power, your potential, your freedom. You're on your sacred path, but sometimes it can be a little bit challenging. It can feel like you're alone. It can feel like you're walking through the desert without any water. You're going along out there, and you just need a little help once in a while. You don't know which way to turn sometimes. These are the moments when you should ask for help. And there are numerous ways that we can ask for help.
One of the ways that we can ask for help is through prayer, through chanting, through ceremony. We can pray to God. We can pray to Ah. That's the Arcturian sound for God.
Like that.
Like that. And you can chant that too. But you can pray to whatever it is that you believe in, source, the divine, whatever it is. But through prayer, you can ask for help. And your prayer can be as simple as, please help me right now. Please help. It can just be, please help. Or it can be more detailed. Please help me with this particular thing that I am working on. And when you do make that prayer, be ready for that prayer to show up in whatever ways. One time I was sad and having a bad time, and I said, please help. And later that day, I was swimming at a pool with other people, and there was a little girl who was about 3 years old who came over and demanded that I have a diving contest with her. And so I said, okay, she was really cute. I'll have a diving contest with you. So we started our diving contest, and it was just fun and silly, and I really enjoyed this little girl. And at one point, she got out of the pool and stood next to me, above me, and she said, I am amazing! And she just kept yelling, I am amazing! And I thought, wow, how cool is that? That is just the most beautiful, amazing thing I've ever seen. Why doesn't everybody do that? And in that moment, my teacher was a 3-year-old girl who demanded a diving contest from me. And I think about that all the time, and it helps me.
That's a really cool story. When we're asking for help from, we'll just call that the cosmic realm. We're saying prayer. We're doing a ceremony, whatever it is. We can be asking the universe. We can be asking the forest if we're on a walk in the forest. I remember one time myself, I was camped up in Jackson Hole many, many years ago, and I had a little puppy with me named Big Paw. And winter was coming, and I needed to move off the mountain, and I needed to find a home for Big Paw. And so for about 7 days, I would wake up with the sun, watch the sun coming up over the Tetons, and I had this really heavy rock in my camp that I used for a chair. And I would lift this rock up over my head. I don't know, kind of a masculine thing to do, but it's what I wanted to do. And while the rock was above my head and I was straining with the rock and trying to hold it above my head, I would pray for Big Paw to find a home. And 7 days into that prayer, I was walking through a parking lot of an Albertsons supermarket, and some lady came up to me and was like, oh, what a cute puppy and all that. And I said, well, this cute puppy needs a home. And she said, oh my God, I've got 2 dogs. I've got, 5 acres of land. I would love to take this dog. And just like that, Big Paw had a home. So asking for help really does work.
I love that story.
So we can either ask, the universe for help, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, nature, or we can also ask other people for help.
It is interesting to me, being a human being, that most human beings that I know have a fear, or I don't even know if it's necessarily a fear, but this not wanting to ask other people for help. I think we have a illusion that it seems that we are weak and we can't do everything on our own, so we don't ask other people for help. We pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and keep on going. And I think that that's very sad that we do that to ourselves, because when we ask other people for help, we are really offering another person to be of service. And there's a lot of joy in that for other people.
There was a time when I was practicing Sufism. We used to do these big gatherings called halwas, where we'd stay up all night and pray, and from sundown to sunrise. And at the end of one of these halwas one time, a friend of mine came over, and he had a newborn or maybe a year-old son or something, and he asked me to wash his son's feet. His feet were all muddy, and it's like, wow. So I bent down and I washed this child's feet, and I have to tell you, I was filled with such a rush of gratitude. It was such a beautiful experience. I was so happy that my friend had asked me to wash his son's feet.
That's beautiful. You
It's
never
true.
told me that before. I like that. It is very true. And if you are someone that has been able to be of help to someone else, then you know what wonderful feelings there are. And also, really, if you are afraid to ask others for help, or if it's something that you struggle with, which is something I still to this day struggle with from time to time, it's really this old illusion of separation, that we are all separate. We are going to be burdening someone by asking them for help. And that truly is an illusion, for we are all one. And if we are all one, then why would you hesitate to offer someone a beautiful opportunity?
Absolutely. And you can ask people for help physically. You can ask people for help spiritually, for spiritual guidance. People like us, that's what we do. It not only fulfills something within us when we ask for help, but it also fulfills something that's in the soul, or the covenant of the soul of the person being asked. So do not hesitate when you are walking your sacred path to ask for help in any or all of these numerous ways we have described today, because we all need a little help along the way sometimes.
And we all deserve it, and we all are entitled to it as well. So when you ask for help, you can also just be in the present moment and observe what shows up for you.
Aho, you are worthy.
You are worthy.
That's today's message. You are worthy.
Aho.
Aho. So we thank you for watching. Again, I'm David. This is Carly. We are founders of the Hope and Faith Foundation. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like our videos, our Facebook page, and if you really want to get wild, give us a call. Send us an email.
We would love to hear from you.
Make it so. Thank you.
May your journey be blessed.
Aho.